So I'm here at the Huron Natural Area in Waterloo. I'm gonna find a swallow to take a photo of with my nice Lumix G9. I've given myself a time limit of 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes I will have found and photographed the swallow. So the thing is, I've gotten photographs of swallows before. I'll show you a photo of the one that I have somewhere in the corner of the screen. But when I took it, I was using a Nikon camera, and I wasn't as good at taking photos as I think I am now. So at the time, I really struggled to get proper exposure, even though it was probably one of the best chances I'll ever have to take a good photo of a swallow, because it was in its nest. I was able to see the swallow with its babies. Unfortunately, like I said, the photo was exposed really badly. So instead, right now, I'm out here, Huron Natural Area, right at the end of the period where they are out, which is pretty sad. The swallows show up, I assume, in the summer, and they stop showing up in September. I'm hoping that today is a good day for them. Some were seen around here not too long ago, I think a couple days ago. Some people saw some swallows here and reported it on eBird, so that's what I'm going off of. I'm doing it, like I said, with my Lumix G9. Another reason I'm doing it with this is I'm trying to prove to the world and to myself that I don't need a full frame. I don't need a full frame or even an APS-C. Micro Four Thirds works just fine, especially when you got a big beefy guy like this one with a 100 to 300 milliliter on it. It's variable aperture, which is not the best, but it's very difficult to find anything for these cameras that is actually like for wildlife and birding that doesn't have variable aperture. I have a 35 to 100, but that's not got nearly as much reach as this one, which is a 2.8. But yeah, this is normally what I rely on for my photos. I was out in Vancouver and Winnipeg recently, so I'll put some photos that I took while I was there on screen, maybe. We'll see which ones I choose. I saw a lot of nice birds there, but I was really sad. Same reason, and it's also another reason why I'm actually out here today. I was really sad because while I was there, I actually saw lots of swallows. The dock in Gimli in Manitoba, which is just outside of Winnipeg. But basically out here, it's a dock on the lake, and there are so many swallows flying around, but I could not get a single photo of them because they're flying around so quickly. So what I'm hoping for today is that I can find some kind of man-made structure or something of that sort where the swallows are nesting, because that's generally the best chance of getting good photos. The barn swallows have to hunt hundreds and hundreds of bugs a day to feed to their children. And so they're very active, obviously. They'll be in the air, in the sky. And if you've ever tried to take photos of a really small bird flying really quickly and really agilely through the sky, you'll know it's not a recipe for success, I think. I'll put it that way. Tell me right here, there's like a bunch of reeds and stuff. This looks like a nice area for birds, so I'll have a look here just a little bit. Also, because up ahead there is a group of people that I don't really want to disturb. Oh, that's just a dragonfly? I'm trying to look, I don't see anything right now. I do hear a bird, but it sounds like it could just be a cardinal or a chickadee or something else that's pretty common. Not that I have anything against them. Ooh, there it is, I see it. Okay. It's behind some leaves, but it's, I don't know if you guys can see where I'm pointing. There's like all this one tree here, there's a big tree, and it's in there. I saw it flying around in there. Let's see if I can just spot it in my camera. Oh, I saw it. It actually was a flash of blue, so it could be something more interesting than I thought. But I don't think that swallows sit in trees that often. So I'm doubtful that it is a swallow. Okay, I see where it is again. Normally at times like these you're looking for moving branches and rustling leaves, and you're listening for the bird sounds. I haven't even gotten able to snap it yet because I haven't gotten it in the frame. I think I hear a woodpecker in the distance. It's really loud, so maybe I'm just being tricked. Okay, these are chickadees. I just heard the iconic call. The iconic chickadee call. These are chickadees up there. Chickadees are also a bit restless, but they're really friendly. I have some sunflower seeds in my car. If I brought them, I could feed the chickadees, but today is not a feeding the chickadees day, I guess. So we'll move on. Oh, I see a squirrel. Oh, is it a squirrel or is it a woodpecker actually? I think it's a woodpecker. Okay. Oh, there he is. Okay, perfect. Let's see if I can. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, I think it's a hairy woodpecker from what I can tell. I haven't been able to see its beak properly, so I can't tell for sure. Because these guys are very nice and friendly. They'll kind of climb up and down trees. Looks like a hairy woodpecker, and the way they climb is very cute too. See here. I'm kind of testing my luck here because this is very close. Normally at these distances they would run away. But as I approach really slowly, it should be okay. Okay, he's right there. Where'd he go? Some hop down. My lens. Oh, there he is. Let's see if any of these turn out good. Before I move on, I like to check periodically that my photos are turning out well. Feels like they're mostly out of focus actually, which is really weird. My stable, it's on, it stays on. I guess perhaps he left me. I hope that one of my photos turned out well. See, that was a good spot. Quite happy with that. We'll see if any of them turn out good. When I get home, I'll have a look through. Yeah, woodpecker. Woodpeckers are always a pleasant surprise. I was watching a video recently about a BBC documenter in Scotland and about how she never looks at her camera, like she never looks at the photo she's taken when she's birding because, well, for the exact reason that just happened there where the bird flies off right when you look at your camera. Not a single sharp photo of this bird. I even have focus peaking on and I still couldn't get it. Well, there are some that turned out okay, which is good. And back to the trail. If you find bird houses or there are these shacks, I'll try and find a photo of one online and put it in this video somewhere. But there are these man-made little shacks they make because the barn swallows are endangered, I think. So they specifically make these shacks for the barn swallows to nest in during the summer. And sometimes also they'll just make little bird houses out of wood. This is a nice swampy area, probably lots of bugs and probably some swallows too if I can see them. See if I can spot any. I saw a bird fly off from over there just now. Oh, there's some birds in this tree. I hear something from this direction as well, but I see some birds here, and you shouldn't take for granted when you can see the bird. It's a chickadee. It looks like a black-capped chickadee from here. I need to find a spot where I'm not being blasted in the eyeballs by the sun. You know, if I can't even get a photo of a chickadee today, then that's a really bad sign. There's one right above my head, I didn't even notice him. But yeah, I mean, in general, if you're out birding, one of the best spots you can find are spots like these with weird swampy areas. I think what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna turn off focus peaking. It's actually not helping me at all. I can really hear them. I'm sure you can too. Maybe you can't actually. I'm not sure how well this microphone works. But I can really hear them, but I can see them sometimes. I spotted one. Okay. Please stop moving around. God, it's gonna be so bad. Taking a photo up and into the light like this always ends up really bad, so. These ones are restless little guys. Normally they're a bit more chill than this. Oh, maybe it's because it's windy. I mean, we'll call it for these ones. Let's move on to back to our search for the swallow. After our two little side quests. It also could be too windy for swallows today. It is very windy. I'm sure you can tell. Dragonflies, but not much else. I think it's much too windy. Okay, so I should keep going the straight path I am going and then loop back. And after I finish that loop back, we'll consider it a failure then. But yeah, if I can't find a swallow, I at least want to find something else good, and I want it to be a good photo, not a blurry, out of focus photo. Oh, heron. Heron in flight, let's see. Oh. Where did he land? Okay. Okay, I got the heron in flight from behind, and him disappearing into the trees. That's not bad, honestly. Honestly, some respectable photos there. Taking photos by a lake is probably the best thing you can do. I think if you're an amateur like me, and you're looking for birds, like going through forests and trails like this is really hard. I've done this for a bit now, so I'm a bit more experienced, but I still consider myself really, really amateurish. But going through forests like these is a lot harder because birds tend to camouflage a lot into the trees, and they're always hidden behind some leaves and stuff. And so getting good photos, especially of rare and skittish birds, is very difficult. When you're out in the lake where it's more open, generally the birds will be easier to spot and also easier to take photos of because they won't be hidden behind anything. Idea is that everything needs to go to the water, right? At some point in their life, everything needs to get to water, and lakes are really good spots where birds will go either to hunt or just for the water, or for whatever reason. Yeah, that's why I recommend if you wanted to start birding, I recommend going to your nearest lake because you'll be surprised what you can find there. I don't know how useful my tips are gonna be for anybody looking for birds. But if you keep your eyes open while looking for them, that's good. But actually, it's more important to keep your ears open. I guess number one advice, don't wear earphones. You shouldn't wear earphones anyway because you should be out enjoying the nature while you're looking for the birds. But more importantly is you will almost always hear the bird before you see it. And then when you hear it, being able to identify that call is useful too. I use the Merlin app, which I think most birders will use. And you can use it to identify birds a number of ways. And so once you get used to their sounds, you don't even need the app anymore. Like I can generally tell if what I'm hearing is something less or more common, like generally. Sometimes I can pick out the actual bird, especially birds with distinct calls. And then because you know what bird it is, you know where to look. So a good example is if you ever hear a red-winged blackbird and you're like, I want to get a photo of that, look at the tops of the trees. red-winged blackbirds love to perch at like weird branches that just stick out the top of a tree. And I guess that's the other thing. And my last piece of advice, don't be scared to wait and be quiet and just listen. Sometimes you'll find yourself walking around, you'll feel a bit restless. I've been walking a lot here just because I wanted to see where, like, if I could find a spot where there's lots of swallows. But if you hear something or you want to just relax and, you know, you think it's a good opportunity to get a photo, something's landing somewhere, you can just kind of stop and have a look. And sometimes a bird will just appear in your vision. If I find any other birds, well, I walk back to my car and around the forest a little bit. I have some time to kill. I'll take photos of them and I'll put them on screen. That's kind of like the beauty of bird and just wildlife photography in general, is that, you know, you can't control your subject. You can't tell them what to do or where to show up. You can't really schedule it. You can just put yourself in the best position possible to find what you're looking for. In this case, I didn't do that because I was looking for swallows and I should have come earlier in the season. So I just ended the video and I walked a little bit further down and I found this spot. And you wouldn't believe what those things over there are. I mean, I'll let you take a guess here. On the logs out there. Actually, the first thing I spotted was I came out here and I looked over here to my left and I saw something. I saw a turtle climb off of the log and then go into. And I was sitting here and there's so many turtles on every log. This lake is filled with turtles. I didn't even know we had them here. There's like a bunch of ducks there and there's a turtle in between them just sitting there. I got some nice photos of that. I got a bunch of photos of these weird turtles on these logs here that I'll show you guys later. So yeah, actually turned out to be quite a successful little trip.